Hello. In our last session discussion,
Mhm.
we discussed who might benefit from learning Yang Shou Gong.
Yes, yeah.
Now, I'd like to hear more about if someone's interested in learning Yang Shou Gong,
hmm
how might they get started?
I think, okay, one way is to get in touch with an instructor that is near to you. Over the last few years, we've been building up our community of instructors. So we now have a fair number of instructors in Europe, in Asia, and even one or two in the North American continent, right?
Okay.
So, and all of these are listed on our website. So if you go to the section under How to Learn Yan Shou Gong and look for instructors, there will be a list of them there. They are searchable by country and so on. Okay.
Okay.
So that's probably, the ones that are best if you want to have formal, one-to-one, no, not one-to-one, but human training,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But over the COVID years, as you know, a lot of things have gone online, and we've put up an online course for the Yan Shou Gong
Okay.
as well. And that was launched sort of towards the end of the COVID. So the other alternative for those who cannot find a local instructor to go online, you see, and because you can very much learn the movements of the form, and we took great pains to create those videos. They are not just a video, one guy doing a move, and that's it. But there's actual breakdowns, explanation of how the moves at. So
Okay.
so there's quite a number of hours in the videos, and they've been constructed such a way is that if you spend about a couple hours a week on the video, it'll take you about 2 to 6 months to complete a set of 6 of the Yan Shou Gong. So there's a lot of detail in there. So the videos are a very comprehensive learning course method,
Okay.
and then you can supplement it with the live teaching from an instructor.
Okay.
Now the third way of looking at it is addressing that is occasionally I will be traveling around Europe and Asia Pacific to deliver workshops and seminars. So if you can catch those workshops, that'll be ideal, So you have
Okay.
3 methods of learning from the videos, from an instructor, and from one of the workshops that I will be conducting.
So do there tend to be benefits to some and disadvantages to others, or?
Yes, I think in the Qigong, the movements are important because it's the movements that determine the build-up and development of your internal structures, and that leads on the development of energy. So if you're doing the movements with accuracy and precision, that would greatly benefit you. So the videos can only do so much, right? Because we cannot give you feedback through the video. That's where having a live instructor would help you to correct your movements, correct your postures, and so on, you see, and give you the precise sort of guidance that will help you improve your performance in the art. Yeah.
Okay.
And this would in turn give you faster results.
Now, I'd imagine that working in a weekly class would be better than just doing a one-off weekend workshop. Do people see reasonable benefit from a weekend workshop?
Okay, put it this way, you see, the two things serve a different purpose.
Okay.
It's like going to university, right? In a university, you would, when you sign up for a unit of a course, right, you will attend a lecture.
Yeah.
So in the lecture, there will be, a lot of new information that's given. There will be less time for practical. Then you need to absorb the material that's given in the lecture and process it and exercise it. Hence, that's why in the university, you're given assignments, you're given exercises, you're given tutorials.
Yeah.
So think of the seminars and workshops as lectures where we impart new information, new ideas, new concepts, and new techniques and new ways to practice. And the regular lessons are where you put what you learn into practice.
Okay.
Because without the practice, nothing happens, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. So now if you ask, so if someone's already engaged with Yang Shou Gong, maybe they've done the course and they've they've done the online course, that is, or they've been to a in-person workshop or found a teacher.
Yep.
How might they then develop that further?
That's a good question, and I have an answer for that. So in the pedagogy of developing the teaching of Yan Shou Gong, right, we have come across this thing we call the 5 stages of learning, internals.
Okay.
And the first and the 5th stage has roughly been stated by old masters many years back. And when you ask an old master, how do you learn internal arts? They'll tell you, first you learn to use the inside to move the outside. And towards the end, you use the insides to move the outside.
Okay.
But what does it mean? Now, the other thing is there are 3 stages that are missing in between, you see.
Okay.
So, let me quickly explain this. Using the outside to move the inside means that the movements in the authentic Qigong, right, is designed in such a way is that when you perform certain moves, it shifts and aligns the structure, the internal structures within your body. These are, you can think of it, your fascia, your muscles, your tendons, then that make up the meridians, right? They help you to align those meridians. Then the second stage is you want to feel, as you perform the movement of the forms, what is happening inside the body. You develop an awareness and mindfulness, okay? And once you have that awareness and mindfulness, then comes the 3rd stage, where you learn how to control those internal structures, you know? And that in turn, with the control, leads to how to generate energy, and what's more important, how to direct that energy to where you want to apply it. If you're a healer, you want the energy to your hands or your fingers, right? So that you can use it for healing.
Okay.
Or you're a martial artist, and you want the energy into your fingers, your fists, right?
Yeah.
Or your forearm for martial purpose, you know? So that part is important, where you can direct where the energy can go. And once you have that, then you can achieve stage 5, which is using the inside to move the outside. Essentially, you're using energy to move your limbs and direct your limbs instead of just muscle power.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a question that comes to me is, how quickly or slowly might I move through those, if I'm interested in learning Yang Shou Gong, how quickly or slowly might I move through those stages?
Okay.
Are they really quick, or are they very slow?
Yeah. Well, how fast you progress, number one, depends on how good is the teaching, right? Certainly at my level, because I've developed this pedagogy and because my 40, 50 years plus experience, I can certainly impart that knowledge, right? But the student has to be ready and able to receive that knowledge. You know, if your own understanding, and to me, I say there is 2 types of intelligence: the intelligence of the mind, right, and the intelligence of your body.
Yeah.
How well your body has been trained, right? If these 2 are not ready, and even if I give you that information, you will not be able to make use of it, right? You cannot process it, you see. So then how ready you are then depends on how much practice you commit to, right?
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it's also amount to how much practice or how much time you put in the practice. And it's not just number of hours. It's also, I believe in train smart rather than train hard, right? So whether you understand what you're doing and the method by which you train, which will best allow you to process and assimilate those methods, and which will then translate to progress in terms of development of internal energy. Now, but having said that, right, with this pedagogy that we have, and we have tested it out since I began teaching seriously in 2010, I found that it can shorten the learning time by a factor of 2/3. That means what would normally take 10 years will now take 3 years. So if you assume in the traditional way, and it's often said that in the traditional way, you need at least 10 years to be competent. Now we can make that into 3 years. That means that 3 years, you can begin to show and use your internal power. Not an expert, but to be able to use it in many situations.
That sounds...
Okay, so we can shorten that period
Yeah.
by 2/3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're
Much
welcome.
appreciated.
Yeah.
Thank you.